Howdy there, folks. How are y'all doing? My name is Rees, and welcome back to another episode of our Sky Factory 4 Let's Play Adventure Extravaganza of awesomeness and fun times to be had, where hopefully the colors are fixed this time. They were a little bit bright on that last episode. I've been having some computer problems, which is why we have a lot of Minecraft content this week. Nothing wrong with that. I do love Minecraft. Please don't mind me. I was just doing some more experimenting in the hunting dimension, and we may head back there this episode. Later, though, towards the end, because I want to start off trying to make power, and trying to find out if power from Mechanism works with Integrated Dynamics, works with Sync. I don't know. We're going to find out. I think we'll start off by making a generator, because that's pretty straightforward, and we have all of the materials we need to get started with Integrated Dynamics, because it's all mostly tree-based. It's a tree-based mod. So if we head up top here, you'll see we've got 2 mineral saplings growing, one making the berries, one making the crystallized mineral chunks, which you're going to see are pretty important. Now, I want to make sure that I've got some furnaces ready to go here, and I don't. Do I have any cobblestone ready to go? We might not have a lot of cobblestone in the system. We need to start auto-generating that someplace where we can get access to it. Yeah, 8 furnaces seems perfect. I don't know why I made that many, but the generator here requires that we have crystallized mineral chunks and blocks of crystallized mineral, which is simple enough. It's just the chunks, you put them in block form, like all things in Minecraft. Eventually, it becomes a block. Your redstone inevitably will become a block. Crystallized chunks, they'll inevitably become a block. That'll give you a battery, and that's good, because we want a battery. And in fact, we're going to make a few batteries, and the reason is, well, we'll make 2. What did we run out of? Oh, of course, the block chunks. Hold on. We'll make some more of those. Those are actually really useful. And then we'll get that recipe back up there for the battery. Let's make maybe 4 of those, and then we'll make 1 additional one of these. And then we'll turn that one into the generator. Awesome. Get rid of that. And then you can combine 2 of these together. Or 4, or 8. But I don't know if it actually works like that. So one of these has 1,000,000 RF storage. So that's good. It uses RF. I know RF. I'm familiar with RF. Most of you probably are as well. So hopefully that's what Mechanism uses. We'll find out. It doesn't say. Control for more detail. Oh! Look, all I had to do was press control this whole time. It generates 80 KRF. Kilo RF, I guess? Or I suppose, no, that's stored energy. So that's not how much it generates. I was going to say, that sounds like an awful lot of power from a wind generator, from a turbine like that. But that is not the case. So combining 2 of these together gives you one with 2 million. Apparently adding a third one does nothing. But if we make the 2 million one, we can then make it 3 million. And then we can make it, 4 million. And then I think you can go all the way up. I'm not sure how many times you can increase this. We could try to go further with it. I mean, we've got the materials to make more batteries. So why don't we just go till we run out of materials? What are we up to? 4, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 seems like a good place to go with this. And if you take 2 of them and put them together like this, and you get 2, can you put that together? And to get you 7? And then 8? Well, we know we can go up to 8 million RF storage. And then the generator here produces energy from fuel items. Well, that's just going to be coal or charcoal. And I'm pretty sure we've got a coal plant going right now. So we've got a lot of coal acorns and coal resin. So if I need to, I can make huge stacks of coal. What else can I do with these, though? Can I go straight to coal blocks? Oh! Well, no, I can go straight to coal amber. I thought it was a coal block for a second. I was getting really excited there. But that's one of our options for power right there. And you see, when you just grow some simple trees and get into Integrated Dynamics, I mean, you can get the mineral sapling pretty early on. What goes into that? Mineral, how do you spell it? Is it menril? It is. Okay. The recipe for the mineral sapling is you dunk a lapis sapling into some water. It gives you mineral. So lapis sapling, that's clay, bone, water, dark oak you get from coal sapling water. Yeah, you can get this pretty early game. And once you get a couple of those planted and growing, you can immediately get into electricity. We should have probably done this a long time ago, but we didn't. And I'm not apologizing. Hashtag no regrets. Hashtag eat a cake. We'll throw those down next to each other. And we're going to do a bit of an experiment here, because I don't really know. I'd assume, most things, most Minecraft mods, if you put coal and it's next to a battery, it'll automatically output to the battery. So as you can see, you can right-click there. There's no UI on the battery. Shifting doesn't seem to give us any information. But if you right-click down there at the bottom of the screen, you can kind of see it. Sort of blends in with the wall, but it'll tell you how much stored energy there is. And then you can extract that using various energy cable types. There are some specific to Integrated Dynamics. They're a bit to get working, if I remember, from original recipe stone block, but if we have to, we'll get into those. The other thing we were going to look at, and I guess we can clear both of those recipes, I thought about looking at the treadmill. It's for the sync mod. I don't know what kind of power it generates. It says KM. I mean, what does that mean? I have no idea. Is M a measurement of power? I see KM, I think kilometers, or kilometers, if you will. That's not really a unit of a power. That's like a distance that you could travel, I suppose. I highly doubt this is going to be useful for us. I think that's just for if you want to make clones of yourself. Like the Yogscast did that one time. Let's get out of here. Heat generator. Does this one use lava? Did we theorize that at one point? Possibly. The recipe looks straightforward, and it just takes an osmium ingot, so we might as well go ahead and build that. I don't know how much power it produces, because it does not say. It will store 64,000 RF, which is great, or 64 killer RF, so look at that. We have everything we need to make that. That osmium was worth the live streams we put into it. I'm just going to say that right now. We'll plop that sucker up there, and yeah, I suppose, theoretically, we just got to get a bucket of lava. So we've already managed to perfectly create like the best system. I mean, through a lot of trial and error, we've perfected the auto generation of lava. You cannot tell me otherwise. That system back there is probably one of mankind's greatest achievements, and I'm pretty proud of it. What can I say? I take pride in my work. So we're going to come back over here. We're going to put some lava in there. Okay. Yep, there you go. It's getting consumed. Energy levels going up over here. How do we configure this? Oh, transferred. Dissipated. Alright, so it's not automatically emptying into our battery down here, which, by the way, it looks like... I can't remember how much charcoal we put in there. Might have only been one piece, but it generated, however much it was, 32,000 RF, and it's all in the battery now. I gotta figure this thing out. Security? Public? I do own it. That's true. That's me. Disabled, high, low. Disabled is what we want right there. Oh, we can choose the output. Look at this. Okay, so JT, RF, EU. Oh, it can produce EU. What an antiquated standard. RF is where we want it. Oh, we can also change this to various different measurements there. That's interesting. What do you reckon we ought to leave it on? Let's just leave it on R. How do you extract from it, though? Does it have a side that auto-extracts? If there's one thing I know about this mod, it's that it's complicated, and I struggle with it. For those of you who didn't watch my Stone Block 2 series, I had the hardest time in the world setting up some mechanism stuff that we needed for, I think, like a single episode. We needed it for a single episode, and it was a disaster. This might be the output, though, this green side here. I don't know what else that might be. Let's plug that directly into our battery. Oh, well, Shrek you. What happens if I shift-click it? Will that put it down in the other direction? Nah, dadgummit. What if I place it like this? Don't Shrek with me here. Okay. Is that filling up now? It looks like it might be. It's at 34,969. Did it just like empty it out real quick? I don't know. It still shows that it's got RF. Why? Why does it show that? Right there. Let's put more lava in. No, let's just take the lava out of here. Let's see where that gets us. Okay, so that's getting produced into power. Oh, it's going real small, though. That's like a tiny number. That's like an M RF. So, yeah, all the power is being pumped into there. Man, it doesn't produce a lot of power per bucket of lava, does it? Pretty sure we got like way more juice out of this thing for burning a piece of coal. Well, we know that they work, though, with one another, so if we wanted to pump an endless amount of lava into here... Well, hold on now, let's not be hasty. Can we pump lava into this thing? Where would you pump it into? You have to assume you'd be able to. Let's bring it over here. Let's do some experimenting. So, if I plopped this sucker down right here... Okay, alright, it can be pumped right into the front. It's filling up with lava. This is working. My absolutely perfect lava creation system is working as intended. This is filling up. It's generating quite a bit of power. If I break this, does it lose its contents? Let's find out. So that should autofill itself, but it's not. I think we broke this system a little bit. Let's put one in there to get it started. Get it resumed. There we go. Okay. System restored. That's the deal with that one. If you mess with it at all. It works flawlessly, but it can become a bit unstable if you're not careful. Throw that back down there. Still has lava, and in fact, it's still producing power out of it. So we could probably hook that up to our lava system and just have it kind of always going. We could maybe put it underneath it, like right there, and we wouldn't even have to do a whole lot of reconstruction, and then we can run power cables underneath to our battery over here. Assuming this is where we want our battery, we could put our battery right underneath it. I mean, I think the thing is, the battery has to be hooked up to here, or we'll have to extract power from here, because mechanism is like that. Was this something I needed to build? We can get rid of the heat generator from over there, by the way. Was this something I needed to build for, I don't know, Age of Power or anything like that? I mean, none of this is really listed. In fact, I haven't gone through here and found out what it wants from me. Craft a tier 1 charger. Craft one of the upgradable generators. See, I don't know about any of this stuff. I'm sort of blazing my own path here. Craft an RF Tools low power cell. Power cell blocks can be placed next to each other to create a larger cell. That sounds like it could be pretty cool. Use a treadmill to make pig power. Use a lead to attach a pig to the treadmill. See, so it wants us to do that. I kind of feel like we're doing our own thing, though. And I sort of like it a little bit more. I mean, we could always dive back into the book later if we wanted to get back on track. But for right now, I'm going to try to figure out... Let's have a look through here and see if we can figure out how to transfer some power. First up, we do have flux ducts, which carries flux in a duct-like fashion. So the leadstone was an option. Carries 1,000 RF per tick. Transfer amount is per connection. Oh, okay. That's good to know. So I guess if we had like 12 of them hooked up, it wouldn't be limited by the connector, but the individual connections would be the limiting factor there, I assume. So that's more of like an input and output level as opposed to what the actual duct itself can hold. Possibly. Maybe that's what that means. And then, of course, it goes all the way up to whatever the heck that is. I don't even know what that is. That right there, though, that's something I'm familiar with. This just looks strange. Cryo-stabilized flux duct. What do you need that for? This is basic. It's redstone. It's lead ingots. I'm going to add it. I mean, this one's not much more. And in fact, you have to have the lower tier ones to build the next tier one up anyway. But let's continue to explore our other options. Cyclic has some energy cables, which are built using redstone and bricks. Not a whole lot of information on them. It doesn't tell me... Oh, I guess I could go here. It doesn't really give me a whole lot of information. You need an extraction cable to start the flow, compatible with all forage energy systems such as RF. Yay! So that's another option. We can add that one up there. The catch with this one is it does have to have this energy extraction cable. And it says extract power into cables or machines. And that one's confusing. I get extracting cables from or extracting energy from a machine into, say, you know, the power line. But then surely you don't have to have one to extract from the power line to the machine, yeah? Is that what that means? Is that what that's implying? I don't know. Bundled cables transfer items, fluid, and energy. It requires obsidian and brick stairs, and part of me wonders why we're not just using these literally everywhere? If we can send just anything down them, wouldn't that make more sense? Finally, in integrated dynamics, we have the logic cable, which uses more crystallized mineral chunks, some sticks, redstone, real basic stuff. I'll add it up there. The catch with these is, though, in order to put power into something and extract power out of something else, you got to use these, well, these energy interface importers, exporters, some weird stuff going on with this mod. It's real strange. Integrated Dynamics is basically a network on a cable style mod, if that makes sense. So the way it functions is you pick your device that's going to be the network hub. So that could be this one right here, for example. We could make the energy battery the hub, and we would stick on like an energy interface, attach an energy holder to the network. So this would be the thing that holds the energy. And then you would use an importer to import energy into the network. So that would put it into the hub, I suppose you could call it. And then you would get an energy exporter to put items into machines. It exports the energy from the network. I guess it's not as difficult to understand when you explain it that simply, but I sure struggled with it at first. Sort of the big advantage with integrated dynamics and integrated tunnels here is that the recipes are super simple, and if you've got mineral saplings planted, you already have access to a lot of these things. It's a lot of repetitive building. You're going to end up building a lot of energy batteries, and you know that can get old. You got to make things like input variable transformers, which require that you get variable cards. You know, require paper. It's quite a bit, but you know, once you get the wrench, you know, it's real easy. It can also get complicated too if you want it to, you know, there's a lot of options, like you can build a labeler here, which is kind of cool. For my part, I don't really want anything super complicated right now. We are in the early stages of having electricity, and I don't need a complex, customizable network. So what I reckon we'll do is we're going to try these bundled cables. I think we might still have to use energy extraction cables with them, but I don't know. The leadstone flux ducts, I'm familiar with them, and cyclic I'm still not familiar with, and I kind of find that to be more interesting and a little bit more intriguing. It's the same reason I wanted to use integrated dynamics in my original Stone Block series, and as I told many people during that series, because I got a lot of comments, granted, helpful comments, people trying to be helpful, you know, suggesting, oh, there's better ways to do it, there's alternative paths, and I was like, I get that, but I've never done integrated dynamics, I've never done integrated tunnels, I want to do this different thing. While I'm familiar with the leadstone flux ducts, I know how they work, and I sort of know what the system would look like if I used those. Cyclic, I'm pretty much new to it in this pack, and I think it'd be a little bit more fun to experiment. And plus, if we build these bundled cables, we might be able to do some fun things with those. Also, I do want to very quickly acknowledge, before anyone says it, Flux Networks is in the pack. We could build a flux plug, we can build a flux point, except we can't, because they require Eyes of Ender, which are sort of at a premium right now. I have to go out and personally hunt Endermen, so while we could have wireless electricity right now, we don't. Unless... transfer nodes. I had forgotten about those. Oh, and hold on. Don't we have... do we have fluid... okay, what I was going to say is, if we had prismarine shards, which we don't, but if we did, we could wirelessly transfer the lava out of here to a remote location. We could have our energy being generated elsewhere, and that would have been cool. What goes into the wireless energy ones, though? Wireless energy transfer? We can make one of those. We're back at this again, trying to figure out if I can find a wrench that'll rotate something. What do we start with? Base, applied energistics? I guess we could try with that one. Nether quartz wrench, what's its uses? We could create a network tool. That's probably not going to help us. Let's make the classic crescent hammer. I can't. I don't have any... What is this here? 10? I'm missing 10? Really? I should have 10. What are you talking about? I don't have 10. Oh, no, I do have 10. Okay, it's just in block form. All right, we'll get some 10. We'll make a crescent hammer. The reason is I put this up there, put the heat generator up there, and it's like turned around backwards. Dadgummit. Oh, there we go. Okay, it just orients itself to face whatever part you hit with the tool. Inconvenient, but fair enough. Also, I think I figured out why we were having trouble. Whenever this activated, it applied a redstone signal to the block I put here, and when that happened, it like froze up this one down here. So I think that's what was going on there. Alright, so we want to get back here. Right-click there. Perfect, more or less. Alright, I've got a hardened fluid duct. We'll pump some lava into there. That'll trigger that cycle. Oh my gosh, it's going crazy fast right now. That's freaking out. This is eventually going to fill up and it won't be a problem. And now we need to build the energy transfer node. Oh, close to having everything we need. Nether brick we don't have, but nether brick we can get because we have lots of netherrack. Burn. But whoa, hold on. Okay, good. We have enough now. Should be able to just add that to the recipe. And now we get to play the fun game of, does Rees remember how these work? I think what we do is we left click on the target. No, hold on. We need a GPS marker. Ha ha ha! Now I remember. GPS. And saves the location of a block. So that goes here, correct? So I right-click here, saved, and then we take this over here, the energy transfer node, and we right-click it onto here, and then we point it at the block, and something just happened, but what it's supposed to do is this thing's going to generate electricity. Oh, and it's draining out. Okay, all the electricity's draining away, and should be going into here. So that's at, what, 110... 118! Oh my gosh, we did a thing and it actually worked! Oh my goodness gracious! Oh, okay, this is good. This is actually really good. I'm gonna leave all of that open back there and I'm just gonna close these pieces off. That is amazing, everyone! We've done it! Oh, that's getting a bit carried away right there, isn't it? Oh, that's gonna cause some problems. Maybe if I put a vacuum hopper there, you know, if we had a spare one lying around to sort of suck up the excess. Can I put that all the way in there for now? The problem is it's going way too quick. I understand that it's being updated that quick. Can we make some adjustments here? Maybe we can make some adjustments here. Let's do this. And then trigger a block change. And then my idea was that would kind of limit how fast it'll go. Okay, see how fast it is now? And if we set it all the way back down... Okay, how are we doing? Oh. I think we just perfected the system even further. Good job, everyone. If it stops working later, we'll know what we did and we can go back and we can change it. But as of right now, seems fine. Lava's staying topped out in here. Okay. Okay, everything seems good. Everything seems great, in fact. Oh, oops. This should be slowly filling up now, and I do mean slowly, because that thing back over there's not producing a lot of power. If there's a way to improve the power output on this, I'd love to know it. Alright, I kind of had an idea for an infinitely running generator, so I'm going to grab it and I'm going to move it back around the back here. I don't know if this is actually really going to work, though, but my idea was put that back there and then get like a tree that grows something flammable and have it be automatically piped into there. But what is flammable? Coal would be the obvious option, but we do get 2 different components for coal, so that doesn't really work. We could plant any tree, though, right? Like, sticks are flammable. Where do they come from? What do we need for that? Like, any tree produces sticks at various rates, or wood, right? 75%. So if we just planted something like a regular old, what is this, an apple sapling? We could do an apple sapling. We could do something like a spruce, 75% spruce wood. That would go in there. We could even, if we wanted to, get super crazy with it. So we have spruce wood being produced, and then it goes into a furnace, which gets turned into charcoal. And then, actually, that sounds like a pretty big project for another day. Right now, I'm going to throw that on there. And then, you know what? We're now producing electricity. But what's the point of producing electricity if we're not going to use it? Let's build a squeezer. Why not? They're great to have. If you look up uses for a squeezer, check this out. There's like 37 pages worth of things we can do with the squeezer that are fantastic. Cooked pork chop, turn it into bacon. Ender pearl, turn it into ender dust. Cottonwood acorn, turn it into string. I know these don't sound like great things, but like if we had bacon, we could get emeralds out of it with a squeezer. You know, if you have emerald bacon specifically. And in fact, a lot of these recipes are for bacon, which we haven't really touched on since we made that one pig that one time. I think that they're supposed to drop or dig up truffles or some nonsense. We'll look into it in the future. Someone's explained it to me twice now in the comment section. I feel bad asking again. Like, if we can get netherrack and have it turned into lava using a squeezer, and to be frank, that sounds like a better idea than the system we've got, even though it's perfect. You got some sugarcane, you can get a bunch of sugar out of it. It's great to have squeezers. This is my main squeeze, if you will. So we're going to add that over there, and then we're going to figure out what we need for it. I mean, right off the bat, I see we're going to need a couple of batteries. See, I wasn't joking when I said you're going to be, with the integrated dynamics, you're going to be building a lot of the same things many, many times. You're going to see the same recipes popping up. It's very repetitive. It's kind of nice because on the one hand, you know, you kind of memorize the recipes and at least everything's pretty basic. Oh, we need a regular squeezer for this mechanical squeezer? That's right. The regular squeezer, I think you bounce on. It does pretty much the same thing. It accomplishes the same goals, but it's physical. We don't want to have to do things, right? We want a machine that takes care of all of our problems for us. That's the promise of the future. Can't get a girlfriend? Robot girlfriend. That's the future I was promised, and I'm still waiting on it. Mechanical squeezer. We'll slap that down right here. And then what do we want to squeeze? Can we squeeze cobblestone? Oh my gosh, you can squeeze cobblestone. Oh my gosh, it just gives you gravel. But then you can squeeze the gravel, and it gives you 2 flint, and then you cannot do anything with the flint. Now I feel like a fool. Do I have any sugarcane? Because I made a big deal out of that. I got dried up sugarcane. I wonder if that does anything. Alright, let's put a dried up sugarcane in there. That does absolutely nothing. What can I squeeze? Wah! Please, would you not ever do that again? Can't you tell I'm trying to figure out what to do with the squeezer? Over here talking big game about how useful it is to have one, and I can't find any relevant recipes. Oh, see, if we were out there mining iron ore, drops 2 iron ore, and then sometimes a third one, or dust, I guess, pulverized iron ore. See how good a squeezer can be? See how useful it is if you're out there mining things? I mean, that's not really relevant because we're in a sky block, but if I had some prismarine shards, I could get a crystal for them. That's pretty decent. If I had a wet sponge, I could get a regular dry sponge. I could get water if I had some snow. It is useful. Stop telling me it's not. We can get lava from blaze powder. Seems like a waste of blaze powder. Oh man, if you accidentally make some bricks, you can get just your bricks back. Do I have any bricks? I mean, I can't spell brick correctly, but look at that, I do. I accidentally made all of these bricks and I don't need them anymore. Fortunately, look at that, nothing wasted. I can get my brick back from my bricks. I feel like that's an adequate demonstration to show how useful this was. You can all praise me in the comments section. Thank you folks for watching. God bless you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!